of every person. So I hope that tonight we will all attend the lecture and honor Bram Fisher. What we are about today is we are busy with our campaign where we are seeking to get an overwhelming victory for the African National Congress. Now we are hearing a very interesting story about yourselves. We are being told that you, the young people of South Africa, there's a label that is being attached to you. This label is called Born Free. And what it means to those who utilize it is if you were born when we had struggled against apartheid, if you were born after apartheid was dead, you then are anti-ANC. Because the label Born Free is being used to say you are anti-ANC. Because if you are born free, you must be against the organization. This is how the term is being used. Don't make a mistake about that. The very fact that a label was developed to describe young people and enjoys prominence in the media is a label that is meant to disassociate you from the liberation movement. This is not surprising, as I'm sure you know, because as we've achieved independence and democracy in many African countries, the first target of those who would oppose us would be to destroy the liberation movement and to ensure that a schism exists between young people and any of the progressive liberation movement. So as young people, you must be absolutely cynical about being described as born free. You are born in a South Africa where we continue to have poverty, where we continue to have inequality, where we continue to have joblessness. And until everybody feels the benefit of a free South Africa, none of us can claim to be born free. The exercise of political and civil rights is absolutely imperative in any democracy, but the full achievement of the human dignity of every person arrives when we've eradicated these three evils of inequality, poverty, and joblessness. So do not accept being labeled as born free, being labeled as not having any interest in our democracy, being labeled as not being committed to eradicating these triple challenges. I hope that you understand the fact of freedom in South Africa brought us opportunity, but it didn't eliminate the massive task that we have to address in order to ensure every person in our country enjoys opportunity and enjoys the full access to the rights that we enshrine in our Constitution. So I believe as young people, you have a very important role to play in advancing South Africa and in ensuring that we achieve the objectives that cause many thousands of men and women to wage a struggle against apartheid. So you are born to achieve the conclusion of the struggle against apartheid, to ensure alongside political freedom, there is economic freedom as well, to ensure the dignity of war, to ensure that everybody feels that they're a part of the change that we've begun to see in our society. I'm sure you don't need me to remind you of the strides that we have made. I know that as students who are in a university, you do read and you're aware of the character of South Africa. I'm sure I don't have to tell you because you know that in 1993, 32% of students in higher education were black, and that in 2012, 64% of students in higher education are black. And that this hasn't resulted just by someone being nice to us. It's an instance of the democracy and freedom that we have achieved. I'm sure you're aware, as students who attend in a University of Technology, that the growth in the number of black engineers in the 20 years of freedom is equivalent to a 6,000% growth. The number of black engineers. I'm sure I don't have to remind you of this because you read these figures. Being students with a library close to you, you're aware of the facts of our society. So we have made tremendous gains as a country. And we must never allow ourselves to neglect the fact that we have made these gains and to acknowledge the successes that we have achieved. I would like to ask those of you who are in our democratic student movement, who are members of SASCO, that you should volunteer, join us, and do door-to-door work so that we do ensure a massive victory for the African National Congress of the 7th of May 2014. Nothing more than an overwhelming victory should be the objective of each of us as we wage this campaign. We cannot relax, we cannot rest on our laurels, we must ensure an overwhelming victory. So I hope wherever you are carrying out your volunteer work, you are ensuring that you bring the voters out and that the voters you bring out will vote for the African National Congress. Because nothing less than an overwhelming victory is what we must work for and aim for. I have no doubt that the ANC will win the elections on the 7th of May. The only issue is at what percentage. And that depends on the work you and I do. If we can get to every door, if on the 7th of May we ensure every voter is out, we will get that overwhelming victory. But if we rest on our laurels, if you think it will just happen, you will wake up on the 8th of May and you will be extremely disappointed. So let us get to work. Let us ensure we do what must be done and that we have the overwhelming victory that we want, which will allow us to continue to determine the course and direction of the democracy of South Africa. Amanda. Amanda. I'm not here for a long time because I have a number of meetings I've been deployed to address, but I hope we will meet in large numbers at the memorial lecture tonight. Thank you very much.
Amanda. Viva African National Congress, viva. Viva COSATU, viva. Viva ABCT, viva. Amanda. Comrade, the minister has got an opportunity to take at least about 3 questions of clarity from the floor. Anyone who would like to ask or to pose a question to the minister, raise up your hand. Yeah, comrade, and then you will be followed by the comrade there. Another hand. Behind me. Come to side. Come to side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's start with your comrade. Come to side.
I'm this side.
Oh, thank you very much. My name is Dawad. Program Director, the South African Student Congress has declared in support for the ANC towards general election. Now, I just want to check with the Minister, how can the ANC play its role towards assisting our student leaders who are being victimized on this very own campus of ours, whereby we find our leaders to attend cases that cause whereas they were fighting for student rights. Thank you.
Thank you. As you can see, the ministers are writing down. Can we take another question, please? Minister.